Record to the cloud. All righty. Okay, namaste, everyone. Welcome to Wednesday Night Wind Down. I do not like how that is showing. You can't see my arms very well. All righty, now we can see my arms. Namaste. Welcome to Wednesday Night Wind Down. I'm Kim Michelle, and we are going to start standing up today. We're going to find the four corners of our feet. So we'll see two corners in the front, two corners in our heels. We want to lift up that arch that is underneath our feet and maybe lift our toes. And we're going to open up our chest so our collarbones are expanding as we inhale. We're going to shine our palms forward. We're going to reach our tail low and our crown of our head high. Inhaling, stretching our body up toward the sky. Exhaling, relaxing. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling through the nose. One more time. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. So let's inhale our arms up over our head. Exhaling the hands down. Inhaling the arms up over our head. Exhaling the arms down. So this time we're going to inhale the left arm up. Exhale over. Inhaling both hands overhead. Exhaling over to the left side. Inhaling up. Exhaling over. Inhaling up. Exhaling over. Inhaling up. And we're going to exhale our hands into our cactus pose and shine our chest forward. So we're going to be arching our back. Inhaling the arms up. Exhaling cactus arms. Inhaling up. Exhaling cactus arms. Inhaling up. Exhaling the arms down. So now we're going to do a little bit of a twist. So we've gotten our spine going side to side, backwards and forwards. And now we're going to twist to the side, just loosening up and getting that from the cervical spine all the way down to the base spine, warmed up. So we're going to start with our sun salutations, and we're going to break down these sun sals because we're going to do them very, very slow, step by step. If you have blocks, that's a really good thing to have. If you don't, cans of baked beans might be good, or maybe some big books. And maybe if you can reach the ground, this would be if you didn't need a block. If you can't reach the ground, go ahead and bend your knees and rest your belly on your thighs. And then maybe you can reach the ground. You just really need to have a couple of fingers on the ground. That will be your final destination. So if you can't reach it with your knees bent, have your hands like maybe on your ankles. But you just don't want them dangling free. You want to make sure that everything is grounded. Okay, so let's come up to the top of our mat. We're going to inhale our arms up overhead. Hands together. Exhale, hinging at the hips. Hands are coming through prayer position, coming all the way down. This is our forward fold. Our knees are bent. Our belly is on our thighs. We can rest our hands on our blocks or on the mat. Our head is hanging low. Inhaling here. And exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. Now maybe we want to bring our hands to our elbows and rotate from side to side, hanging like a rag doll. Alrighty, now let's bring our hands down to the ground or to the mat. And we're gonna come to a flat back position. So we wanna make sure that our hips are over our ankles. Our hands can be on our shins. Our base of our spine is a straight line coming out to the crown of our head. We're looking down. Our collarbone is expanded wide, like we can slide our shoulder blades down our back. Let's inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Now let's bend those knees and press into our feet and bring our hands up overhead on an inhale. Exhaling down through prayer into our mountain pose. Now this mountain pose is pretty much the same pose how we started out the class. Our feet were finding the four corners of the mat. To remember, in like we're the prehistoric man and we're lizards, and we have a tail coming right out of our bottom. It's extending the vertebrae, and that tail is just hanging down low. That means our bottom is not arched, and it's also not ballerina pose either. It's just straight and stabilized. So let's expand our collarbones. Inhale up, hands overhead. Exhale, hinging at the hips to our forward fold. Inhale into a flat back. Exhale into forward fold. Inhale, press into your feet. Reach the hands up overhead. Exhaling down through prayer into our mountain pose. And as our collarbone is open and smiling, so is our face. Nice. Alrighty, so now we're gonna add on to this. We're gonna inhale our arms up overhead. Exhale, hinge at the hips, coming into forward fold. Inhale into flat back. Now, if you have your blocks, you can rest your hands on them. So let's step our right foot back. We're in a nice runner's lunge. We're gonna inhale and exhale, both hands down to the ground. Inhale, exhale the left foot back. We're in a plank. Let's bring our knees to the ground. And the tops of our toes are resting on the ground. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to bend our elbows backwards. So we're gonna bend our elbows down and we're gonna keep our butt in the air. So we're gonna bring our chest to the ground and then our chin. And this is an exhale. We're gonna inhale into baby cobra. That means we're gonna stretch our legs out and our elbows are tucked in. And we're gonna exhale back into our child's pose. This is the pose where we're gonna rest in class. Excuse me. If we have to, we can't catch our breath, this is where we sit. We sit here to catch our breath. Remember, yoga is yoking breath to movement. And if we don't have our breath, we might as well just slow our movement down, because to do movement without our breath is not yoga. All righty, so now let's walk our hands by our face. We're gonna tuck our toes and come into our table position. Let's arch and round and arch our back. So we're gonna be in our cow, shining our chest forward, and exhale into cat. Inhale into cow. Exhale into cat. Inhale into cow. Exhale into cat. Now we're going to be pressing into the mat. Our feet, our toes are tucked. Now we're going to inhale and lift our knees up 1 inch from the ground. And we're going to hold it for a count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring the knees down. So now take your hands and step them up 1 hand's length. And we're going to push our hips up toward the sky into our first down dog of the day. We can keep the knees bent. And we're going to walk our feet out. This is called walking the dog. Our ears are in between our biceps. Our gaze is in between our knees or in between our thighs. Our hips are high, trying to reach the spot in the room where your ceiling meets the top of the wall. Inhale here. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Now let's bend those knees and come up on our toes. Let's look in between our hands and step our right foot forward. We're in our runner's lunge. If we want to use our blocks, we can here. Let's inhale and step the left foot forward. Come into our flat back. Inhale. Exhale and forward fold. Inhale, press into the feet, reach overhead, and exhale those hands through prayer into our mountain. So now let's step back on our left foot this time. So let's come up to the top of our mat. Let's inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, hinging at the hips. Leaning, putting a lot of weight in our toes. Hands are on the ground or our blocks. Inhale into flat back. Exhale, step back with the left foot. We're in our runner's pose. Inhale. Now let's reach our hands down to the ground. And we're going to exhale and step the right foot back. We're in our plank. This plank is nice and long and strong. Energy is coming out of our heels and the crown of our head. Let's lower our knees and our tops of our toes. Inhale. Let's bend our arms and bring our chest and our chin to the ground. And inhale, coming into baby cobra, pressing to the ground, getting a little arch in our back. Exhale, back into our child's pose. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. So walk the hands down to our tabletop. We're going to press into the hands and tug our toes. Lift the knees up 1 inch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring the knees down. Walk the hands up 1 length of the hand up. Make sure those elbows are tucked in tight, close to you. And let's inhale. Exhale, lift the hips, coming into our down dog. Now, how do we know how long our down dog should be? I gave you an approximate length by walking the hands up, but another good way to check if your length is good is to come up on your toes and roll your body into plank. You can do the plank to down dog without moving your feet. That's a great positioning for your body. Nice. We're in our down dog. We're going to come up on our toes, lift our hips up, look between our hands, step our left foot up. Might want to bring it up with your elbow. We're in our runner's lunge. We're going to inhale and step the right foot up, coming into our flat back. Exhale into forward fold. Inhaling the arms up, overhead, bringing them down to prayer, into mountain. Very nice. Alrighty. This time, we are not going to stop in table when we come back up, okay? So, we're using our blocks just as we're going to stop into in our runner's lunge as we step back into plank. So let's inhale the arms up overhead. Exhaling, forward fold onto our blocks or the ground. Inhaling into flat back. Exhaling, step back with the right foot. I'm using my blocks. Inhaling and bringing my hands down to the ground. Stepping back with my left foot into plank. My knees come down, tucking those elbows in. I'm putting my chest and chin on the ground. I'm gonna inhale into baby cobra. Exhale my hips through table, tucking my toes, lifting my hips up into down dog. We'll breathe 3 breath cycles here. Gazing in between my knees, my thighs, elbows or biceps are in between my ears. So let's bend the knees, lift up on the toes, lift in between the hands. Inhale, step that right foot up. Grab my blocks, grab your blocks. In our runner's pose, let's inhale, stepping the left foot up, coming into flat back. Exhaling into forward fold. Inhaling the arms up, overhead. Exhaling through prayer into mountain. Very nice. Let's get that left foot now. So let's inhale the arms up. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Into forward fold. Inhaling a flat back. Exhale, step back with the left foot. Inhaling, putting the hands down. Exhaling, stepping back into plank. Inhale. Exhale, knees, chest and chin. Inhaling into baby cobra. Exhaling, tuck the toes, lift the hips into down dog. Inhaling, exhaling. Inhaling, exhaling. Let's inhale, let's bend the knees, come up on the toes, step the left foot up, find our blocks. We're in a nice lunge. Inhale, step the right foot up into flat back. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling our hands up, overhead. Exhaling through into our mountain. Alrighty, so I promised you all that we are going to work towards some burpees. I know you've been looking forward to it all day long. That looks like a great cheer. So let's come back to the edge of our mats. We're going to ease into this burpee thing. So we're in our mountain pose. We're looking forward. Our collarbones are open and smiling. Our hands are shining forward. We're smiling. So we're going to bend over like we're coming into our forward fold and place our hands on the mat. And we're just going to walk our hands out to our plank. We're going to come down on our knees. This is exactly the same moves. So now we're going to go into our chaturanga and we're just going to lower our body all the way to the ground. That's a push-up. Now push into the hands. We're coming through table. We're going to tuck our toes, bring our plank, and walk our hands back up to our forward fold. Lift the hands up overhead. Bring hands down through prayer into mountain. Burpee, modified burpee. We got one. Let's do another one. Inhale the arms up overhead. Exhaling forward fold. Step our hands out into our plank. Bring the knees down. Lower the body all the way down to the ground. Inhale. Exhaling into our tabletop. Tuck our toes to our plank. Walk the feet, hands back to the feet. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. All right, one more. Inhaling the arms up. Exhaling into forward fold. Walk the hands into plank. Knees down. Tuck the elbows in. Come all the way to the ground. Those elbows are tucked in. Come to our tabletop. Tuck the toes in our plank. Walk the hands back. Inhaling arms up overhead. Exhaling the hands down through prayer. Okay, how's that? Can you do 3 more? Okay, let's do it. That's all right. This is our first round. We have the whole of November. The last one, we're going to jump. Okay? So inhale the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, walk into our plank. Knees down. Elbows tucked in. Lower to the ground. Push up into table. Tuck the toes. We're in our plank. Walk the hands back up. Inhale. That is 4. All right. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Walk the hands out. We're plank. Knees down. Lower the body down. Push into the hands. Into our table. Tuck the toes. We're in our plank. Walk the hands back up. Bring the arms up overhead. That is 5. Exhale into mountain. Last one. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Walk the hands out into our plank. Lower the knees down. Lower the body down. Push the body up right into your plank. Walk the hands back. Bend the knees. We're hanging down here in forward fold. We're still down here. Our knees are bent. And we're going to jump up. And exhale. We got the jump. Yay for us. Very good. Alrighty, so let's walk out to the top of our mat. So we're gonna inhale. I'm gonna step our right foot back. Bring the hands up overhead in a high lunge. Exhale into our cactus. Inhale, close. Exhale, open. Chest is sliding forward. Maybe we're arching a little bit. Inhale, close. Exhale, open. Inhale, close. Exhale. Now we're going to bring our right foot and let it go parallel to the back of our mat. Our left foot is shining over our left knee is over our left foot. We're going to bring the hips so the hips are facing the long edge of the mat. So you guys will be looking, your hips and your chest will be facing that wall. We're going to inhale our arms up, exhaling them long. We're in our warrior 2 as soon as we turn our head. And our lizard tail is hanging down. We're looking over our 3rd finger. We're going to inhale and flip that palm up. Exhaling, bring that palm up to the sky. Rest the right arm on the leg. Inhale, back into warrior 2. Exhale. Inhale, flip the hand up. Exhale, bring it up to the sky. Exhale into warrior 2. And now let's bring both of our toes facing the long side of our mat. And we're going to inhale and bring our chest big, opening up our collarbones. Our hands are going to be on our hips. And we're going to exhale, falling forward. And we're going to stop when our back is parallel to the ground. Inhale. Exhale the hands down to the ground. And let's fall over to a wide leg forward fold. We're going to hang out here for a little bit. Alrighty. So now we're going to make sure our hands are directly under our shoulders. And slowly, we're going to bend our right knee. So we're opening up our inner thigh on the left leg. Inhale, coming back up. Exhale, bending the left knee. Inhaling up. Exhale, bending the right knee. Now, some of you may be able to come down lower than me. That would be, you would be in a pose where your heel is up and your knee is fully bent. That's not so comfortable for me. So I'm just going to stop midway through and go side to side, breathing at your own pace, warming up the hips and the inner thighs. So when you get over and your right leg is bent, we're going to walk our hands around. So we're going to come back and we're facing the back end of our mat. And we're going to set our hands up so our right hand is in line with our left hand is in line with our right foot. We're going to inhale and come up in our high lunge. And let's lift our arms up overhead. Inhaling, exhaling, cactus. Inhaling, close. Exhaling, open. Inhaling, close. Exhaling, open. Inhaling, close. Now let's bring our hands down toward our hips. And we're going to bring our right heel down to the mat. And we're going to have our left foot, that's going to be in line with the back of the mat. And depending on your balance, if your balance is excellent, you may want to have your right foot bisect your left foot. If your balance is not perfect, and mine is far from perfect, I'm going to think about a tripod. I'm going to have my left foot a little bit closer to the edge of the mat and my right foot a little bit closer to this side of the mat. And that's kind of like a triangle, because if my hand were here, that would be a triangle. So now let's turn and have our hips facing the long side of the mat. Our hands are on our hips. We're going to inhale and bring our hands up. Exhale, we're going to open out. We're going to look over on our right finger, our right middle finger, and we're on warrior two. Now it's important for our knee to be in line with our foot. We don't want it tilting in. Alrighty, let's inhale and flip that right palm up. Exhaling, reaching up to the sky. Inhaling back to warrior two. Exhaling. Inhale, flip the palm up. Exhaling, reach for the sky. Inhaling back to warrior two. Exhaling. One more time. Inhaling, flip the palm. Exhaling, reach up to the sky. Exhaling into warrior two. Now let's bring both toes so they face long into the mat. We're going to hinge at the hips, bringing your both hands down to the ground. Going to cement my left hand down to the ground. If you need to bring the ground a little bit closer to you, go ahead and bring it to your block. Now we're going to inhale and reach the right arm up overhead. Our hips are not turning, just our waist is turning. So we're going to inhale, exhaling that hand down to the mat. Inhaling the left arm up, exhaling it down. And your weight is in your toes, mostly in your toes. You're not on your toes, but we're not on our heels. Inhaling the right arm up. Exhaling it down. Inhaling the left arm up. Exhaling it down. Now let's heel toe our feet in. So our feet are a little bit wider than our shoulders. And we're going to turn them out a little bit. We're going to go into our yogi squat. I like to sit on 2 blocks sometimes. And I'm going to bring my hands to the ground and sit my bottom down into my yogi squat. I like to have the elbows are going to be pressing the knees open and the hands are going to come in at the chest. We're going to inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhaling. So let's place the left hand down at the mat and the right hand is going to reach up to the sky. Inhale the right arm down. Inhale the left arm up. Left arm down. Right arm up. Right hand down. Left arm up. Both arms are down. Gonna lift our hips up just so we can bring our knees down to the mat and come into our L seat. So we are in our L seat. We're sitting up straight. We can rock side to side and feel those sit bones grounding us into the mat. Our toes are pointed up toward the sky. Our legs are engaged. Let's inhale our arms up. And we're going to look at our fingertips as we exhale with a straight back. And we're going to be in a straight back until we can't fold anymore. Belly might be there. That's stopping you from folding. When you're there, go ahead and place your hands on your shins. And you can rest the head down. We're inhaling and exhaling here. Letting gravity pulling us closer to our legs and to the ground. Let's walk the hands up the legs to our seat. All right, so now we're going to bring our right foot in to our inner thigh. And our left foot is extended. Our left hand is extended. Now we are going to take that left hand and we're going to take our right hand and put it out on our side. So we're going to take the left hand that's over our left leg and wrap it around our waist and lean our shoulder toward our knee. Both hips are on the ground. We're opening from our hip to our armpit. Inhaling and exhaling here. Opening up that side body. Bring the body back up. And we're going to bring the knee up. So the bent knee is facing the sky. And that long left arm that's over our leg is going to be wrapped around our knee. The right arm is going to be behind us. We do a little bit of a twist. And let's look over our right shoulder. Coming back to look forward. Now let's let that knee fall on the outside. We're going to bring the right hand closer to our hip. We're going to press the hips up toward the sky. And we're going to be leaning on our knee and our right hand. Let the left arm stretch out over us. We have a little bit of an arch in our back. This is like a modified, it's a variation of wild thing. Exhaling, coming back down. Very nice. So now lengthen the leg and let's do a little bit of a windshield wiper. We can bring both of our legs straight You go side to side, windshield wiper the knees. Alrighty, now we'll have our right leg long and our left leg will be bent. I'm gonna turn so people out on the internet can see that leg. And we'll lengthen our right arm over the right leg. And we'll take the left arm and place it behind us. And we're gonna wrap that right arm around our waist. And we're gonna bring our right shoulder toward our right knee. And the left arm is gonna go up over our head. The hip bones are on the ground. We feel a nice stretch. You got it. That's it. Inhaling and exhaling. Gravity's just letting you fall, bringing that shoulder closer to the knee. Inhaling the arm up. Now we're going to take our bent knee and let it come up toward the sky. Our arm is still extended over the long leg, and we're going to wrap it around the knee. Left arm is behind us. And we're going to do our nice twist. As we inhale, we reach up toward the ceiling with our crown of our head. As we exhale, we twist a little more. Inhale, extend. Exhale, twist. Inhale, extend. Exhale, let's unwind. We're going to let that bent knee fall. Our hand is still on the ground. We're going to lift the hips up toward the sky and reach the right arm up over in our variation of wild thing. Inhaling, exhaling our body all the way down. So now we can bring both of our feet in. And this is our butterfly pose. And now we're going to try to think about bringing our nose toward our toes. And we can round our back on this fall. Here we go. Let's walk our body up, take our hands on each side of our knee, close the knees like they're a book, and we're gonna lean back and fall into our back all the way down to the ground. Our knees are bent. We can open them up to the width of the mat, and let's windshield wiper them here in our reclined position. So let's bring the feet toward our bottom, and we can reach down and we can lightly graze our heels on each side. Our hands are going to be placed on flat on the mat. We're going to press into our feet, but let's make sure our neck is elongated. Our shoulder blades are open. Our throat is long and open. We're looking at our sky, and let's press into our hands and our feet and lift our hips up toward the sky on the inhale. On the exhale, lower the hips. On the inhale, lift the hips. On the exhale, lower the hips. On the inhale, let's lift the hips. And we're going to hold here. Bring those knees together like you're squeezing a dollar bill in between the knees. Inhale. Exhale, hold. Neck is long. Shoulder blades are on the ground. Inhale. Exhale, lower the hips all the way to the ground slowly. Let's bring the knees up toward the chest, and we're in a nice little ball. And let's rock them side to side. Let's bring the feet down. So we're going to keep the left knee bent and take the right foot and place it on top of the right knee. This is our modified pigeon or figure 4. So our right knee is bent. We can take our right hand and open up that knee. So we're opening up and stretching the hip flexor. Inhaling and exhaling here. So now we'll take our 2 hands and we'll reach behind our left leg and clasp them together and pull in that left thigh toward the body. You can still use the right elbow to open up that right hip. And if it feels good in your body, you can lengthen your left leg. Now, if you lengthen your left leg, make sure both feet are flexed hard. We want to protect our knees. Maybe you rock your head from side to side, that neck is long and strong. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling, exhaling. Inhaling, exhaling, bend the knee, loosen up your hands and bring that foot down. Now let's cross the right leg on top of the left like we're sitting in a chair and let those knees fall over to the left side. If your knees don't totally reach the ground, you can use a block to rest that knee so you have some grounding. And look over the right hand and look at those right fingertips. If you want, you might want to have your left hand on top of that right thigh and give it a little tug if you would like a little more opening in your lower back. Inhaling, bringing the knees back up to the sky, uncrossing the leg, bringing both knees into the chest, rocking them from side to side again. Okay, bring those feet back down. We will lift the left leg up and put the left leg on top of the right knee. And we're gonna let that knee open and fall. We can use our left hand and open up that hip. Nice figure 4 pose. This is an alternative to pigeon because it lets your back be more stabilized. It's still getting the hip, but sometimes people like to have more stability in their lower back. Let's inhale and reach our hands in between our legs and clasp behind the thigh, bringing that, opening up that hip a little bit more. Maybe you lengthen the leg. If you lengthen the leg, make sure both feet are flexed very hard. Hips are getting a nice workout here. The length of this leg is long. Go ahead and bend it. Your hands are threaded behind the thigh. Release them and bring that leg down to the ground. Go ahead and cross the legs like you're sitting on the couch and let them fall over toward the right side. And you can take your gaze and bring it over toward the left hand. Inhaling, bringing the knees back up, uncrossing the legs. We're coming into our second to last pose of the night. And we're going to lift our feet up and have our soles of our feet facing the sky and our hands behind our thighs. That's variation 1. Variation 2 is reach to the outer edge of your feet and bring those knees in toward the underarms. And variation 3 is grab the big toes with your peace fingers and bring those knees even closer into the underarms. Alrighty, go ahead and release those feet and let them extend down the length of your mat. Opening the feet up to each corner of the mat. Body is long. You can have your palms facing up if you need to receive from the universe, or have the palms down if you need some grounding this evening. And bring some attention to where the heels of your feet are resting on the mat. Notice where your calves are resting on the mat. Notice where your bottom is resting on the mat. Breathe energy into the lower back. Notice where the upper back and the shoulder blades are on the mat. You're opening up those shoulder blades and the collarbone. They're wide, they're stretching toward the width of the mat. Notice where the base of your skull is resting on the mat. Relax your jaw. Relax your tongue, let it fall to the bottom of your mouth. And relax your cheeks. Relax your eyes, make sure they're resting off light gaze or closed. Relax the space in between your eyebrows, your third eye. And bring attention to the top of your head, the crown of your head. Relax, you are in your Shavasana. Now let's wiggle our toes. Bring awareness back to the toes. Wiggle the fingers. Bring your feet in so your toes are pointing and are together. Let's inhale the arms up over the head. And we're reaching out through our fingers and through our toes on the inhale. Exhaling, relax. Inhaling, reach, reach, reach. Exhale and relax. One more time. Reach and point those fingers and the toes. You're pulling your body as long as it can go. Exhale, relax. And roll over to your favorite side into a nice fetal position. Your head is going to rest on the bottom bicep. The other hand is coming in near your shoulder in front of your chest. Let's get a good inhale and exhale. Next inhale, let's push into the mat with our eyes still gently closed or lowering our gaze, coming into our easy seat. Easy seat could be crisscross applesauce, or it can be extended legs. However feels easy to you today. Our sit bones are rooted into the mat, the long spine. We can feel the crown of our head reaching up toward the stars. Let's inhale our arms up overhead, exhaling them down into prayer. Thank yourself for taking care of you today and enjoying your self-care. I thank each and every one of you for coming to practice with me. Namaste and amen.